I'm Jess from Moody Music. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today I'm joined with Nocturnal Animals from Adelaide. Hi guys, how are you?
Hello, going well?
Hey, young.
How are you?
You've even brought your own animal as well.
That's right. We've got our mascot, Cora, here. She's
Yeah.
the most important member of the band.
I mean, kind of nocturnal in itself because it does sleep throughout the day, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't want to
And-
say I don't want to say it, but I have a dog at home, but this one's my favorite. So don't tell her that.
Don't show your dog this interview at all.
Absolutely
Or you'll
not.
be sleeping in the doghouse.
Fantastic.
I just get you guys to say your name and what you do in Nocturnal Animals, and you are also missing a member as well.
Yep. So we're missing our third guy, Stuart. He plays guitar, bass, and drums, as well as doing some backing vocals. I'm Dylan. I do lead vocals, guitar, and bass.
My name is Bam. I just hit things at a certain time. And then now and again, I do backups and play guitar.
He also does lead vocals on some songs too.
Yeah.
A little bit of
something like
everything.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just, we only have one life, one shot, one opportunity. Why stick to one
Don't miss
instrument?
your chance to blow up.
You guys, you're a punk rock band from Adelaide. I heard that this band was formed out of kind of two bands, like almost fighting with each other, rival bands, and now you guys have all come together, all happy. What's the origin story of Nocturnal Animals? Do you all hate each other? Is it an Oasis situation?
No, we're like kind of the remaining members of two different bands that fell apart, like for their own different reasons, and then we came together and formed a new band.
Yeah, it was an interesting one. I was part of like a surf punk band. If it had a business direction, it would have like competed with the Dune Rats, but it just never prospered. But their first gig they ever did was the one that we opened up for them, and then it's just crazy. It's like one of those things where if someone was to ask you, hey, do you know you're going to be in a band where you do a lot of face makeup with these two random guys back in 2014? I go like, I wouldn't put money on that.
No, definitely wouldn't have either. You know, the irony of life, but it just happened to work out because both our bands broke up around the same time, and then we took about like a year off music.
Yeah, most depressing year of my life.
Yeah, it was pretty bad, but then it also had some highlights. Like Stuart and myself went and traveled a little bit. We went to America and did some soul searching, I guess you could say.
Yeah, and there was highlights for me. I didn't go traveling. Sorry, carry on.
But you were at home on the drum kit. Writing some sad things when they came back.
That's right.
And when we came back, we kind of like started going out to shows again, and I think that reignited the passion for it. But it still wasn't like a thing of like, let's start a band. It was more like, let's just go drinking and like get incredibly drunk. And then through those drunken conversations, at some point it came up like, hey, we all were in bands, like we could just be in a new band together.
Yeah, I don't think anyone just decide, like no one brought that up until, the 20th time going out. We were just like, we could do this. We always just say it and it's just like, yeah, I'll hold you to it. Let's do a band practice the next day. I do want to give a shout out to our Tired Lion because that band is literally the essence of how this music journey began, because that was the first gig. Well, funny enough, Dylan and Stuart, they were going to gigs and whatnot, and they were just like, hey, I wonder what Bam's doing. And they haven't talked to me for like a year and a half. And they're like, do you want to go see Tired Lion? Oh, I like Tired Lion. Let's do it. And then after that night, sparks started flying. So thank you, Tired Lion. Oh.
Yeah.
Have you guys been on tour with them? You should be.
No, we definitely would love to.
Would love to. Yeah.
That would be a dream.
Yeah, she's definitely active on her socials. So like even if you message her or whatnot, she definitely like replies, love reacts and whatnot. I still like our band, like we're still getting started and whatnot, still making our scene, and like don't get me wrong, our foot is in the door and we're making it there. And if Tired Line ever decide to, we'll definitely hit them up. And I don't think they'll say why not, because also on the other side we do these funny promos, which I think no other bands do as well. I'm just going to leave it there. You have to just see our socials and you'll see what I mean.
How did the band get its name? Were you guys just doing band practice at night?
It's a bit of like goes back to the thing of before we were in the band and we were just going out a lot, like drinking, and it kind of was a bit of a play on the fact that we were at that time maybe more living at night than in the day.
Yeah.
So,
Party
pretty much.
animals.
Yeah, exactly. It was the origin of, our long relationship and so forth. And that was the one thing that was just a consistent thing, was we always like to party at nighttime and incorporate music into that. Yeah.
I want to get into chatting about this new single. So it's called Where's My Mind Been? And it was featured on Triple J, I believe, last night or the day before,
last
which is
night.
very
Yeah,
exciting and awesome. Because you guys, you're such a young band. You have 7 singles on your resume. So to be featured on Triple J, that is absolutely awesome. I found that the single had some like slowly emo vibes to it, and you guys have said it's about processing those feelings post-breakup. Could you expand on the meaning behind this song?
Yeah, so I mean, it's that kind of period where you finished a relationship and you're thinking back on it and you kind of like, I just wish like, I could do that again, It's kind of just that thing of feeling like you could have done it better and whatnot, but then you're also stuck in a weird place because you know that it wasn't good and you shouldn't want to go back, but you still do.
Yeah, my favorite lyric is in the chorus where what just to add on what he said was, it was such a ride, will you check my ticket again? And I was like, yeah, I see what you mean by that. That's great.
Yeah, sometimes you wish you could redo an experience even if it was painful. So it's kind of like that space.
Yeah, a lot of ups and downs.
Yeah.
Roller coaster. Yeah.
When was this song created? Is it an old one that you guys have been holding on to for a while? Or was it written in 30 minutes or?
It was written pretty quick. So like the bare bones of the song, just like on an acoustic with a melody, were, 5 to 10 minutes, easy, and take it to practice. And then we pretty much had it together by the end of practice, ready to go. And then that was last year. And we didn't really think about it as a single until we started playing it live. And then we started playing it live. People kept coming up to us at the end going, oh, when are you releasing the La La one? And we were like, oh, maybe we should release that then.
Yeah. You kind of have to listen to the fans. And if they want that, then you kind of just, do it. I mean, we like the song. And if they like the song, that's enough motivation for us to record it. It was real cool. Like the La La La's are very catchy, and it was interesting because we do it like an octave down when we do it live, and then when we're in the recording studio, shout out to Jared Nettle, who's recorded probably amongst one of like all the best now Adelaide bands. Teenage Jones being one of them. Towns as well. Yep. Wolf and Chain, thus forth. He just had when you get in the studio and you always have that, you would say your other member, as Dylan likes to put it. And he was just like, how about you guys like really scream and shout the La La La's? So we just got in the big studio.
Yep.
Microphone was probably 10 meters down that way, and just shout it, La La La, over and over again. And then he just dubbed it up and up. And then it's just like this big chant. And every time you hear it, you're just like, that is so cool. Yeah. But I can't sing that high when we play it live.
That's where the crowd comes in.
Yeah, that's where the crowd comes in. They do that part.
Yeah, it feels like such soft lyrics, like with a La La La, because you don't really hear that very much in punk rock music. And I believe you guys posted, might have been on Facebook or Instagram, that La 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 is the new Yeah Yeah Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That was playing a little like tip the hat homage to Covered in Chrome by Violent Soho. I mean, geez, I don't think, look, I want to say some Australian band out there can do a better song than that, but that song's pretty much at the top of the list for a lot of people in that punk rock era. And we're just like, hey, if you could do the Yeah Yeah Yeahs, let's just change it up.
Yeah.
Did it feel ridiculous just screaming La 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 across the studio?
I think it feels ridiculous every time you're in the studio when you kind of
Does it feel ridiculous on stage?
No, it's fun when you're on stage because people are doing it with you. And our whole thing when we play live, we're in skeleton makeup. We have a full stage set up, like we have flowers and props and all stuff. Like it's a pretty, like it's not like going to see a local normal band. When you come to see us, you're kind of getting like a larger scale band thing in like, a 200 person room. So, and
and we have an unofficial band member, which is like a full life-size skeleton, and we call him Indiana Bones there as well. And we've stuffed him with flowers and everything. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. But I think you get to a point as a musician where you just like, if you need to make the sounds that you need to make the sound, you just get on with it and you just do it. I mean, we're like, he's playing guitar, I'm playing drums in that song when we're doing la la la, you're just expressing it out, but you're also concentrating like, this is what I need to do right now. So you don't have time to think, really.
Your head's kind of split.
That's right. Every time.
I like that a Nocturnal Animals show feels a bit more like a production with your skeleton, what was it? Indiana Bois?
That's it. Yep.
And can you tell me a bit more about the skeleton makeup? Whose idea was that? Because I find it's just so intricate. Do you guys do it yourself or?
Yeah, so we do it ourselves. We used to take 3 hours. Now it takes 45 minutes roughly. Reckon 45.
I'm about 55 because I need a little bit more detail to make mine a little bit better than the other two, but 45 to 55, they'll do it.
We're getting better is the point. But yeah, no, it's kind of a reflection of the music. Like another point of when we came together as a band was we'd all kind of gone through like some sort of relationship breakup at that point. And when we were making this band, all the songs that were coming out were kind of around that. So we were working on a bunch of songs that were relationship themed. It was kind of like a concept album without the album. And then we were like, how can we represent, the music through a visual thing? Because so much of music is visual and people don't think about that. But like your favorite bands ever, like whether it's Green Day during the American Idiot time or like
My Chemical Romance of the Black Parade.
Yeah, or even just, Nirvana has that signature look of kind of, the flannel shirts and the jeans stuff. Like you want to have something that's iconic. So we want to represent that. And it's also a fun way to take your face out of the mix.
Yes.
So it's like weird because it's almost like removing the image by replacing it with an image, if that makes sense. Kind of like Kiss, I guess, It's like, yeah, it's just an extra layer to it all that makes it a bit more to digest.
Absolutely. And if you want to look at it at a more realistic point of view, skeleton is, when you are a skeleton, you have no organs. You're just like left with just your skull and bones, and you're just left empty and whatnot. And we express the music to come out fully towards, how do I explain it? Like,
yeah, it's like, so the concept behind the skeleton was that it's after a relationship when you've like, it's all done, you kind of are drained, like everything's been taken from you. So you're nothing but your bare bones and you kind of have to rebuild. And so again, like the makeup represents us being essentially like a vessel for the music rather than the music being a vessel for us, which is something that I think bands get caught in.
What he said.
Yeah.
Lovely. Very nicely put as well. Should we be expecting a music video for this new song?
Yeah.
Yes.
We
for the love of good, I'm not going to love of God, but yes.
We would already have it like probably out or near to being out, but we've been stopped by COVID a couple times. So we're actually filming the last 10 to 15% of it this weekend after our show.
Yeah, the day after.
The day after.
So makeup's got to be put on Saturday and Sunday. But like it's to not beat around the bush, COVID has delayed every single avenue you could think of. If bands are lying to you and said like, no, COVID hasn't, oh yeah, it definitely has one way or another for sure. I mean, like you said, the music video should have come out probably this week, to be honest, 2 weeks after the single. We had a COVID scare 2 weeks ago, and then last week, we're all good now. Like even this gig that we have coming up here, one of the bands pulled out because they have COVID, and they told us today as well.
So 10-day ISO every time that happens. So if your director gets it, or like a band member or something, you're pretty much screwed. So but it is going to be a really fun music video. Everything we do is really thought out, like the visuals and stuff. Again, if people want to go to our YouTube channel, I think like I will hand in my heart say I think we have the best music videos of any DIY band in the world. Everything we do is really unique. Like if you watch the music video for LHW, that's all a one take shot. Like we don't have just any videos of us just playing instruments. Like there's a story or like essentially like a film type concept behind each. And this one's kind of a very fun one is how I would put it.
Yeah, I would say the other ones definitely had a story, emotional, and then this one is just jam-packed fun. Like we're not going to give away exactly what it is, but it's a one you're going to want to watch over and over again, because you're going to go like, it was I get that
now.
Yeah, don't worry, it all makes sense.
Is it a bit of like a comedic video? Because I've noticed that with some of your, have you been on do you guys post on, is it TikTok and Facebook? You've done some little promo videos.
Yeah, so we do them on Instagram and
Impressed.
Facebook, and every now and then we need to pick up a TikTok game. We always forget we have a TikTok, but we do it on TikTok as well, and we do like little promo skits.
Yeah, I think when we started this band, ever since Rocket Girls, which was at the beginning of 2020, I've been editing the films and whatnot, and I think we're up to 160 or 170 different promos, like funny idea promo things. So the train just keeps going, man. The ideas just keep flowing. It's so funny. Like we always do it before a gig, before a song release, before a music release, and we're just like, we need 7 or 8 promo videos. Anyone got ideas? And everyone will say, no, nothing's coming to us. And we're just like, well, we're going to film tomorrow night. So just like, we'll just get there. And you get there the next day and just like, got any ideas? They're like, no. And then we just start filming the camera. And then, you know, lo and behold, it just happens. I mean, the one we posted 2 days ago, it was to promote the gig, but for some reason, Nando's and Star Wars got meshed together. On paper, you're like, how does it even work? But when you watch it, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, no, it's like a nice way to express that part of ourselves too, because we take the music like ultra seriously. We take the imagery of the music ultra seriously, but we definitely don't take ourselves very seriously. So it's just essentially we make stuff that makes us laugh, and we're like, crap, I hope other people think this is funny, or it's just us three. But that's okay too. Yeah,
straight up. We were just making music about breakups for, you know, the next 5 years, and we're very sad about it, and we didn't have a funny side to it. I'd be very concerned about myself. So at least we have these promos. I'm very happy for it. It's a fun avenue for this band for sure.
Yeah, you got to have fun with what you're doing. Absolutely.
And it's just and it's a creative way as well to get people engaged. Like even if they just saw your image or maybe 1 second of your song, and maybe they were intrigued a little and they go more into it and they start to see that the band is a bit more than that, and there are these funny promos and whatnot, might entice them to like get to know us a bit more.
Yeah, it's also just in this kind of time, I don't think it's enough to just put music out. And, you know, people will say, like, when we talk to other bands, sometimes they're like, oh, like, you shouldn't have to do that stuff. But I think you do. Like, it, you know, we're not in the 1990s anymore, not in the 60s. Like, it's 2022 and people have TikTok and all these things, and your attention is so like everything's fighting for it. So you need to give people a reason to invest, and whether that's, you know, doing extra things like that, or I don't know, whatever. It's just like you need to do something. And for us, like, we just like doing that stuff anyways, because that's how we are when we hang out with each other. So it's just a convenient way where we don't have to try very hard, and we can get extra stuff into our music.
Yeah,
you just be you be genuine, because that's what people like. Absolutely. So you guys, you have a single launch coming up, I believe. Is it on the 5th of Feb, Low Life Basement Bar in Adelaide? Yep. Who are your supports again? Have you had a change?
Yeah, so we haven't actually even announced this yet, but we've had one band drop out, which is Frankie Sunwagon, and we've still got Molly Rocket, which is a really sick Adelaide band, and we've got another band jumping on, which we haven't announced yet, and we'll leave that a secret, I guess, because will this be out by the time we announce it?
I feel like we have to announce it tonight.
All right, well, that's Lola. They're a great band if you know them. And yeah, so that's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, mad shout out to Frankie Sunwagon, because they're one of Adelaide's best bands. So it sucks that they had to pull out, because this is the second time we've had it happen. And once again, COVID. Thank you.
Yeah.
But
super keen to play with them. I know we will by the end of this year. It will happen.
Yeah.
But Lola is one band that we did play with in 2020. They're very impressive, got a lot of packed energy. So, you know, if they just play a 35-minute set, they're gonna, you know, smash it out of the town.
They're always great. And Molly Rocket is another really cool Adelaide band. Like, I think that's an exciting thing for us, just being in Adelaide. We have so many good bands here, and especially for like the country, it feels like Adelaide kind of gets overlooked in many ways, but particularly with music, or maybe kind of treated like the younger sibling that you don't want to play and kick the ball with you. But like, we probably, you know, I think have the strongest alternative rock scene in the country, and it's slowly coming up, and we're starting to get a bit more recognition. It's because of like all these bands doing great things.
Yeah, I'm from Melbourne, and I find that Adelaide's like punk rock scene is actually quite good, because you've got Wolf and Chain, Aga Panther as well, and I'm like, it's actually really good. Like, come to Melbourne, can you please?
Yeah,
bring these bands with you. Yeah.
I'm glad you said Aga Panther. They're one of my favorite bands. I love them so much.
It's ridiculous. Like, And when you're out on a weekend and all like you've got all those bands in a room sometimes, and we're all just like drinking because like, you know, we're lucky enough to be friends with all those people. So like you kind of look around and you're like, shit, like how's there this much good stuff coming out of Adelaide? Like it's a bit baffling.
It is. Yeah, it is definitely overwhelming.
Yeah.
A lot of talent, and like it will have its time. It'll happen.
Good. Looking forward to it. You guys, you've released 7 singles so far. Where's My Mind has been the latest. What is next for Nocturnal Animals? Are you working towards an EP, an album?
7 singles.
What are you guys up to?
Let's just do another 7 singles at this point.
I think, yeah, this kind of goes back to that thing of you have to think differently as a band these days. If this was an old days, you could have done it like a couple EPs or like just done an album, and it doesn't really matter. It's like whatever, but like people don't really have the attention for it. People who really love music do, but I think like the average consumer. So while you're starting out and you're building, you've kind of got to do the singles thing a bit. We've got another single lined up, which is pretty much ready to go. It's nearly there. We're actually, even last night when our song got played on Triple J for the first time, it was a bit crazy because we were doing a test reel for the music video for that single. While we had the radio on in the background, we had to like stop everything. And there was a lot of effects going on. I won't really get into what it was, but it was getting pretty crazy. So yeah, we've just got like a lot planned, and we spent the whole first week of this year recording. So we do have maybe a EP of some sort there too. So,
and I do want to say I'm a very perfectionist type of person. Every time a song gets put into the band room, and if it's like shit, I will say that it's not good and we shouldn't do it.
Yeah, it's painful.
But this, this thing, that the next single that we release and the thing that we can't say anything to the end of this year is just absolutely phenomenal. Like if I wasn't in this band, just seeing it from a third person point of view, I am genuinely impressed what is going to come out. It is like the best stuff.
Yeah, I think that's the real fun part of it is we're in a place where we've made a band and we're making music and just content overall that isn't for anybody except for us, and people seem to be liking it, which is the real cool part. And the stuff that we've got lined up for the rest of the year is, in our opinion, like even better. So it's going to be fun to like get people into that too.
Yeah, it's exciting. The band is building. It's growing. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's you just got to keep
something to be proud of.
Absolutely. I mean, every band started in the same place. Like you just got to keep chipping away at that wall, and then you'll get there. You know, I think the most key thing is consistency. And if you stop, and well, as the train stops on the tracks, like what do you expect is going to happen? You know.
Yeah, and with the whole COVID thing and that, and it's restricting really being able to travel and play gigs, you know, like because we've gone to go to Melbourne a few times, and then again, COVID's kind of stopped it, and we've had like bands from other states come over that we were meant to open for stuff. Which sucked at the time when it got cancelled because of COVID. But even with that, you've got to be putting out content, and that's why we've put out like 7 singles in that time. We probably wouldn't have done that if we'd, been in a COVID-free world.
This is true.
Been probably trying to do some mini tours and stuff, but it's also kind of weird too because we've now at a place where we can play a set and people know every word to every song. So that's, bright side to everything, I suppose.
Do you guys have any final messages you want to get out to fans, or anything else you want to say on behalf of the band?
Yeah, just keep an eye on all of our social media, like our Instagram, our Facebook, our TikTok for all those promo videos. Follow us on Spotify or whatever streaming service you use, because we've got way more music coming and we think it's really sick. Yeah. So hopefully you do too.
Absolutely. I mean, with the socials, like you're going to follow a band page and that's all well and good, but I think you get more out of us by following us. I feel like we do present a bit more color and personality that is not just a Instagram page you're going to follow. So, enjoy the ride with us because it's not stopping. And honestly, what's coming up is like the best shit ever. That's the only way I can put it. Get excited.
Yeah. Well, hi.
Yeah, you guys are a fun band. Yeah, exactly. I will, of course, be leaving links to Nocturnal Animals' social media in this post, and I will be leaving links to Moody Music's social media as well. So check that out, follow, and thank you so much, Dylan and Bamm from Nocturnal Animals, for joining me this evening.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate it.
No worries. Thank you so much.